Hi, welcome back to Poorly Explained, the Ultraman, or the Star Ultraman. I went back to the 70s, because,
You dragged us along with you with all those stupid fucking screenshots.
oh, there were a lot of screenshots. So, our main organization is the ESDS, or sometimes just the SDS.
Space Defense Syndicate.
Okay, you got one of those right.
Was it space?
No, it was defense.
What the fuck?
So the ESDS is Emergency Science and Defense Squad, and then it just gets called the Science Defense Squad.
I mean, sure.
It changes. It changes a lot. Also, the subtitles for this horrible. I thought Gaia was bad. I'm like, oh, there's a typo there. And then a few episodes later, oh, there's another one. This one's like every episode. There are typos.
You are made of magnet?
My favorite one is in one episode they misspelled two different characters' names.
Mm.
Like one of them's like Captain Gondo, and they're like Captain Kondo. And I'm just like, what are you doing?
That's probably autocorrect of some kind.
But no, it was a real treat. Anyway, so Ultraman sends vague warnings to Earth, prompting the formation of the ESDS. He then hijacks a body without explaining why. Meanwhile, a family of ice dinosaurs try to make Tokyo their new home. So most of the time in the show era, the Ultraman waits for his host to die before claiming the body. This time he just shows up, he's like, yo, taking the body. Just...
Yeah, but it seems like the host does have a will of his own.
Yeah, but
he's not a body being piloted by Ultraman. He's himself, and then I don't fucking know.
I'm just gonna say, if an alien came up to me and said, hey, I'm climbing inside of you, I would probably be like, excuse me, why? What?
My first question would be how.
What does this entail?
Exactly. What do you need to do to make this happen?
No, but Ultraman here just flashes the guy, knocks him out, and just climbs inside. And I'm just like, yeah, sure, why not? Whatever, who cares?
That's fine. He gets to do the stupid donut head thing, so...
A sentient tornado attacks power plants and kidnaps a lady.
Hang on, a sentient tornado?
Yes.
Really? We're just gonna steal plot points from the two Godzilla animated series.
This came out before that.
Fuck, you're right. But there are plot points in this that are similar to the Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Yes.
Is the Hanna-Barbera cartoon before this or after this? They're close.
Yeah, when was it? I think the Hanna-Barbera, I think the Godzilla Power Hour was in the 80s.
Oh.
I think. Really early 80s. Maybe 80 itself.
Yeah, because it was definitely, right after... Well,
it wasn't right after, and it wasn't right before Godzilla Returns, so...
Yeah. Alright, well, maybe they all stole from this.
They could have. It's fine. It's whatever. Anyway, luckily the pendant she got for her birthday was a high-grade explosive, so Ultraman could find her.
Why does that... Is it because it explodes?
Yeah, it's got a flare in it or something like that.
Okay.
To see, this tornado is very large, so Ultraman was having problems finding where she was in the tornado.
Okay.
A real chonker of a monster is blown up. Unfortunately, that's how it reproduces, and the gang has to round up any second-generation chonkers. There's a kid who finds one. He's like, you're gonna be my new pet. And, of course, they show up and like, hey, we need to talk about your pet. And he's just like, no, it's my pet. And
why have I heard this before?
because I'm sure it was in one of the Ultramans.
Yeah, there was one where it's like, this is my pet now, and it's like...
It was in Max. It was
Yeah.
The
But like at night it would like get huge and cause problems. But it was actually hypnotizing whoever owned it.
okay, that I wasn't thinking of that one. I was thinking of the kids who find the baby honks or whatever the fuck they were called. But no, that was also in Max. That was the lady who that was like the second episode where she had a pet kaiju.
Yeah.
And yeah, it came back and yeah, okay. A suspicious cloud becomes aggressive when wet, so Ultraman takes it to space.
How? It's a cloud.
Yeah, and it gets wet, and then it becomes like a monster. It looks like cotton candy.
Okay.
Yeah, and of course he fights it like in a reservoir. 'Cause, you know, why not? Yeah. The gang teams up with a British scientist to discover why the local forest is missing. Ultraman kills the problem monsters and then shrinks the baby monsters, which the scientist then adopts. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why doesn't Ultraman just use this shrink ray on all the monsters? Good question. He can't. It only works on non-violent monsters.
Wait, they actually explained it?
Yes. Yes, no, the narrator comes on and he's like, Ultraman can only use the secret technique on non-violent monsters. I'm like, why? What a stupid...
I don't know.
I mean, I get it. Like, you can't be like episode 5 and be like, here's Ultraman's ultimate technique, shrink the monster. It's now no longer a city threat. The engineer of the team wants to prove that the team's airship is good enough to stop a volcanic gargoyle. Unfortunately, it is not. Electric waves cause a monster who ate a space computer to awaken, which causes the local robot to doubt itself when it can't find the cause of the danger signals. You see Pig, the local robot.
The local robot.
He lives in the base. Every time the space computer monster they fused, every time it awakens, it sends off danger signals, and they're like, "Well, what are you talking about? You're a bad robot. You must be faulty." Put him in the trash compactor.
Damn. Everyone, Pig is about to take off all of his clothes.
That's not until later.
I know.
A Bolton tries to trap Ultraman in his funhouse by threatening to expose his secrets on national television. You see, he had a video camera and he recorded Ultraman changing. And then he sent half of the footage to the local news station. Only half of it for some reason. And that prompts Ultraman to be like, oh, I should follow that guy into his funhouse.
Okay.
Archaeologists get kidnapped by the final member of an ancient species who just wants to be left alone. Ultraman promises not to destroy its island, and then proceeds to kill it and destroy its island. A monster eats a magician in the desert and uses his mass hypnosis power to troll the city. Ultraman shrinks down, blows up the monster's brain computer, and deconstructs the monster down to the molecules to save the magician.
Did he do that while small?
No, he just flew in there, punched the brain computer, and then left, and then got big, and then decompiled the monster. It was the only way to save the magician.
Okay.
The gang heads to the Himalayas because the captain's friend has built the Hector, the ultimate bulldozer. Hector is possessed by cave ooze and destroys the local village.
I'm vaguely remembering a bulldozer. It was really dumb looking.
Yeah, it had arms and like a drill, like a fan drill.
Yeah.
It was the ultimate bulldozer. Except it had vents, which let the ooze in, and, well, one thing led to another. Sea monsters are upset about pollution and attack. The youngest brother of the sea monsters specifically requests that Ultraman not kill them, but he does anyway. He's just like, no, don't kill them, please. Ultraman shoots them both in the face. Then he transforms and then dies. See, the sea monsters are like... What's that sushi Pokemon from the last... from Scarlet Violet? They're round like him. The one that goes inside Dondozu or whatever.
Yeah, Tatsugiri, I believe.
Yeah, they're round like him normally, but then they get mad and they get horns and teeth and all that.
Uh-huh.
And the third brother of the sea monsters, he's round and whatnot. And then he transforms because his horns, and then because he's so malnourished, he dies. On the spot.
Okay.
That's just what happens, man. I can't... Because he wasn't eating the people in the sea like his brothers were. Also, they shared a shell. It was really weird. I don't know where they got the shell from.
I don't know.
The monster of the lake turns people to stone because they're too loud.
Okay.
A rogue Lunatone is passing by Earth, and the Defense Force decides to blow it up. Ultraman deep fries an unrelated monster before drilling through Lunatone.
Why is this Ultraman suddenly so violent?
Because it was the 70s.
But he's like, initially he wasn't. He wasn't murdering things. But now suddenly he's like making promises, then immediately breaking them, murdering people while the bystanders of said monsters are like, no, don't kill them, and just watching passively as one of them gets so angry it literally dies.
Well, you see, the Ultraman Jonesy is not very good at his job.
I mean,
aside from the murdering part, he's really good.
I was gonna say, like, it depends on how you define his job. I don't know if murdering monsters necessarily qualifies him as being bad at it.
I mean, if he was in the Cosmos world, he would be bad at it. He would be like a bottom tier Ultraman in the Cosmos world, where protecting monsters is shooting them with missiles. Anyway, Ultraman has his doubts about his value as an SDS member, while Bootleg Mothra rampages. Ultraman reveals why the host was chosen, and it's not because his name means light, it's because he hit a space caterpillar with a chunk of metal. Ultraman was Jonesy was watching that, and he's just like, that's a body I could get in. I'll wait until he heads down to Earth, but I can get in that body.
I don't understand what that, like, what about that would make Ultraman go like, yep, that's the one.
Well, you see, he was suffocating because he was in space.
Uh-huh.
But because even though he was in great turmoil, he still went out of his way to kill a monster.
Oh, alright, you know what? Fair enough. That fits this Ultraman.
And Jones was like, sweet, the bloodlust runs deep. A dying bird makes everyone on a cruise uncomfortable, so they throw it in the hold. The lady from SDS convinces the onboard vet to take a look at it, eventually having it grow, and it seeks her out. It's really funny because there's this fucking dying bird on the deck. And nobody's like, hey, Mr. Vet, could you take a look at this bird? They're just like, no, this is gross. Put it in the basement. Cabin started still breathing. Yeah, but I don't want to look at it. Just put it somewhere I won't see it.
Okay.
So the vet, like, electrocutes it to keep its heart from stopping, and for some reason that makes it turn into a giant bird. Bird dinosaur thing. I mean, I know those are the same thing, but, you know.
In the 70s, they didn't know it.
So, Professor British returns to help defeat the grasshopper typhoon. He also leaves his assistant in the desert to fend for himself.
What exactly is a grasshopper typhoon?
It's typhoon made of grasshoppers.
But a typhoon is a hurricane.
Yeah, made of grasshoppers.
Well, it's like those form over the ocean.
Yeah. And what's close to the ocean? The desert.
What does that have to do with grasshoppers?
Well, you see, grasshoppers are becoming more and more immune to pesticides.
Uh-huh.
So that's why they started the typhoon.
They got together and were like, it's time.
Yes. Yeah, there's also a big grasshopper in the middle of it. He might have just been the one causing the typhoon and, you know, just kicking up the tiny grasshoppers. It's whatever. I hate the Professor British episodes. They're the worst. The on-site barista joins the team to save her home island from a kraken. She
By what? Giving it coffee?
No, she pretends that she's been sending letters to her dad that she's like, yeah, I'm part of the defense team because, you know, I'm protecting and doing things. Are you proud of me, Dad? So she dresses up as one of the defense members, and she uses her ability to dive in the water to see the kraken.
What? Why is that her ability?
She was very good at diving. She could hold her breath for a very long time.
Okay. Alright. So what? This whole incident just helped her cover her butt? Like,
yeah, until the captain showed up and was like, yeah, by the way, she does not work for me. She works in the cafe.
What? Like, he just comes up while she's, like, talking to her dad. He's like, aren't you proud of me? She doesn't work for us. I'm gonna just throw her under the bus.
More or less, yes, actually.
Jesus. Is that why he was having a problem with the coffee?
Yes. Yes, actually. Because the actual team member stayed behind to make the coffee.
Oh, God. Alright, that's actually pretty funny.
A monster capable of possessing reptiles gives Ultraman a run for his money. Ultraman sends a message to his homeworld, who arrive and take the corpse of Ultraman's host to space. By the way, Ultraman's host is fucking dead.
Because of lizards?
Yes.
Okay.
You see, so it possessed, like, a crocodile or something like that.
Sorry.
You okay? Trying to breathe water again?
Drink. Alright, so he got killed by a crocodile.
Yeah, so he was fighting a crocodile. and after he beat it, a light flies out of it and goes into a snake. But because Ultraman wasted most of his time fighting the crocodile, he runs out of time fighting the snake. And if he runs out of time, he just outright dies. Although he didn't die there, like he had. I think he switched off the transformation in like 2 minutes 59 seconds, and then he turns it back on later to fight some new threat, and then dies. but not before he sends out an SOS to Ultra Home to come pick him up.
Okay. And Ultra Home's like, yeah, he's one of our murder-loving psychopaths, but he's family.
He's our best murder-loving psychopath. Ultraman's host arrives on Ultra Home and is revived. He meets the Ultra President and learns that the Ultras are fighting a race of lizard people bent on universal conquest.
I'm just gonna be like this for the next 5 minutes. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's fine.
But
people have already tuned out.
Yeah, lizard people.
Mm-hmm.
The reptilians are canon.
The battle for the Ultramite ensues between Ultras and Reptilians. Ultraman is discharged from Ultra Care and asked to be referred to as Joe. Joe and Host are returned to Earth. I should probably explain the Ultramind. I don't know what the fuck it is. It's some bullshit plot device where it allows the Ultramens to do their parasitic deeds, like taking over bodies. Mm-hmm. That's the one guy later is going to use it to form an army. So I mean, I guess that's cool and all that.
So did the fight for the Ultramind go anywhere?
Yeah, the Ultra people got it back.
From the black hole?
No, from the lizard, from the reptilians. They got it from the black hole.
Oh.
See, I don't know what the Ultra's plan was. Like, we're gonna hide it in the black hole. No one. It was either in or behind. and
behind on a galactic scale doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's why it might have been behind the black hole and not in the black hole.
Yeah, in the black hole would be a lot.
But yeah, no, so they easily defeat the reptilians.
Actually, you know the funniest thing about that?
What's that?
Is because of the way black holes can curve space, you can sometimes see behind a black hole.
Damn.
Yeah. Fucking trolled by physics.
Can't believe they're like, might as well just stuck a sign, hey, free Ultramind right over here. Come grab it.
The biggest MacGuffin we've ever had, just sitting here, unguarded, apparently.
Well, there's only 7 Ultra Warriors. 9 if you count Jonesy and his sister.
He has a sister?
He has a sister.
Is that Amiya?
Yeah.
The dopey looking redhead?
I thought she was more of a blonde, but yes.
Oh, she is blonde. You're right. There's a dopey looking redhead part of their team. She's got a pretty good screenshot where she just looks like she's just basically like she just got out of bed. Just like everyone else looks worried, but she's just half awake or high. Who knows?
I mean, it was the 70s.
Yeah.
A monster responsible for many ships disappearing just wants to go home, and one of the SDS members is happy to help, but he also doesn't tell anybody that the monster is friendly.
Okay. So what, it dies?
No, Ultraman takes it home. You see, the guy goes back to the lab, and he makes some sort of dimensional generator thing. And then he's like, yeah, this'll do the trick, and it doesn't. And I think Ultraman's just like, yeah, I get what you're saying. I'll just go through the dimensions myself. I can do that.
Okay.
Ultraman and his rival from flight school have to work together to bring down a hypersonic monster.
Okay.
Ultraman goes on a date with some princess who's thinking it to be the SDS lady. After surviving an encounter with a robot dragon assassin, the ooze asks to keep the SDS lady's form for a while.
Is this the ooze that took over the bulldozer?
No, this is different ooze. This is ooze from space, not cave ooze.
Okay.
After being told not to eat the yellow sand, Ultraman drinks some finger fluid and hallucinates his way to a party cave hosted by Deathflower. See, they always warn you about the yellow snow, never about the yellow sand.
Okay, but people don't eat sand.
Yeah, well, you had to be told not to eat it. So apparently people were, in fact, eating the yellow sand. Like, it would come up in a sandstorm, and they would just be like, ah, sweet. Pull out spoons and forks. That didn't happen. There were sandstorms.
Okay.
The gang goes to negotiate with the Earth's brain about their lodging agreements. Unfortunately, it turns out to be a monster who causes destruction on a global scale. The captain gets a promotion from the monster attack team to the new monster attack team. I don't know why they wrote him out of the plot, if we're being real. But they just decided, no, he's been with you guys long enough, he's getting a promotion, and there's going to be a new attack team, they're not going to show up ever again. The reptilians bring Monster Fight Island to Earth in an attempt at world domination. Unfortunately, all the monsters on Monster Fight Island are jobbers. Ultraman doesn't even go into the yellow on his power scale to defeat all the monsters. You see, he starts at green, then goes to yellow, then red, and then flashing red. He doesn't even go down to yellow. That's how much of a joke all these monsters were. The gang tries to prove they don't need a new captain by having two monsters fight each other, only to have them fuse and have to rely on the new captain.
Okay.
Aliens attempt to have Ultraman fight two battles at the same time to tire him out. Unfortunately, some other Ultramen show up. Ultraman has to wrangle a rogue boner with bad breath. It's a big skeleton. I mean, like, really big.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a skeleton, so you know. It's really dumb. I don't know why he had bad breath. I don't know why he had breath at all.
All it makes me think of is those undead wyverns from Shangri-La.
I already forgot him.
It's fine. You were complaining about them because you're like, that's just a skeleton. I'm like, well, they have some stuff on their wings, so...
Oh, yeah. Like, yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't remember if they had breath, I just remember that they always ran away.
And so Ultra Sister travels to Earth and hijacks the body to hang out with Ultra Joe's meat mech. An Ultra-killing Kraken follows her.
What do you mean by meat mech?
Well, Joe's in the body, then he's controlling, occasionally.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so Professor British returns again to help discover the weakness to a metal gear created by some space gargoyles.
Isn't this the second time we've had gargoyles?
Yes. We also had two different Krakens. Probably a third one, too. I don't know. This is the one where he's like, Pig, I need you to undress.
Why?
I need to poke around in your circuits. I need to find the weakness. Now, I don't know why the Metal Gear was built like Pig, but it was.
Especially considering it was built by space gargoyles, and I don't assume that Pig was made by space gargoyles.
No, he was made by Earth gargoyles.
We should probably explain that Pig, it looks like Pigmon and not a pig.
Probably, but they would have... I'm sure there's at least one screenshot before this.
There probably is, but still. Yeah, he's ugly as hell.
Every time I see him, I'm just like, look at that gravy.
He's just a dead Christmas tree with a face.
Yeah, and his stomach opens up and he can make hot pots.
That's so fucking weird.
That's how he saves himself from the ooze. The cave ooze.
He cooks it in a hot pot?
No, his internal furnace or whatever is on, and the ooze is like, ew, I don't like that. Which gets the ooze out of him, and they're like, fire is the weakness to the ooze.
Okay.
The gang goes underground to discover the cause of natural disasters at an island. They're greeted by slugs who Voltron into a bigger slug. Ultraman holds the entire island up.
What do you mean they Voltron? Are they linking together?
They just kind of like... They connect and then they get bigger.
But, like, Voltron implies that it, like, Megazords.
No, they don't. Well, yeah, sure, whatever. That's not what they did, though. They just came together and then became one. It's more like the Chews from Twilight Princess.
I was about to mention them. Gotta get that red one. Or blue one. I can't remember. Was there a gold one?
There was a silver one. That was a really good one, I think.
Mm.
Aliens commandeer the Ultra Monster Prism and bring it to Earth. See, the Ultras were like, "Hey, what if we take that moon over there, and we just shove monsters on it, and we put them in prison?" And then Alien Infiltrator or some stupid alien trespasser, something like that, just shows up and is like, we're gonna steal this. The aliens use the monsters from the prison to nearly kill Ultraman. Luckily, other Ultramans show up to fix the problem. Also, the prison was going to explode in like 24 hours since it left the orbit. And that would have destroyed most of Earth. Would have been fine, but it's whatever. A super blizzard happens in the Japanese Alps and is blamed on an alien. In truth, she's just trying to contact Ultraman to give him the super magma to defeat a giant ice spider.
Okay, well, first of all, I was about to go like Pagila, but clearly that wasn't what was going to happen. Also, why is somebody who causes blizzards trying to give?
No, the lady, the alien, she doesn't cause the blizzard. She caused the giant... Well, she was there when the giant spider happened.
Wait. What?
Okay, so on alien planet whatever, they lived on an ice planet or something like that, and it got really hot. So scientist dad is like, hey, we're gonna do a thing real quick, and he accidentally creates the ice spider. And he's like, yo, we can't kill it. Here's the super magma. Take this to Earth. Ultraman's hiding out there. Ultraman can defeat the ice spider. And then the ice spider's like, I'm going to Earth. Can't let you give Ultraman the super magma. The one thing that will kill me.
Why did aliens from another planet make a spider?
Well, they didn't make the spider. Yeah, there was a spider in the test tube.
Why was there a spider?
And then it got electrocuted. And it became very large.
This is fucking stupid.
Welcome to Ultraman.
Like, why would an alien planet have a spider?
Because spiders are multi-planet creatures.
Oh my god.
Alright, the Ultra Civil War begins, and an Ultra Sister flees to Earth to find the Ultra MacGuffin Ultria to stop Ultra Trader. And it was luckily it was found like 5 minutes before she showed up.
Did you say Ultra Trader?
Yes.
Is that what they called him?
No, his name is Heller, but he's like, I forsake my ultra powers. Goodbye. I'm stealing the Ultraman, by the way.
Okay.
But I thought it'd be... I just wanted to see how many times they put Ultra in this one description.
Well, yeah, considering the MacGuffin's called Ultria. This is stupid.
The Ultria is revealed to be a battleship of Space Mammy proportions, and is gifted to the...
Space Mammy.
and is gifted to the Defense Force to help defeat Ultra Trader's invasion force.
Ultra Invasion Force.
Yeah.
Ultra Trader Force. It's the Ultra Revolution.
Ultraman pounds some space puss who's been terrorizing a space base.
Is that where the robot is like, I'm programmed to kill that cat on sight.
Something like that, yeah.
And then Pig's going, puss, puss.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was really good because every time Ultraman's fighting, it's just like the laziest chops.
Oh, I'm suddenly remembering what the fucking cat looks like. Oh my god, it's not even huge. Well, it's kind of huge, but... Well, wait.
It's about the size of a person.
Okay, yeah, I was like...
Until it gets sucked out into space and Ultraman's like, yeah, you know what, fuck it, I'm done playing around, I'm going ultra size. And the cat's like, yes, I too am going ultra size. Unfortunately for the cat, there's unlimited sunlight out in space, so... fighting a losing battle.
Wait, why is Ultraman solar powered?
He's always sort of been solar powered.
I don't feel like that was ever established. The fuck? No, puss! He's here!
I know it was in the Hanna-Barbera one. And I think Ultraman Jack might have tried to fly into the sun before Ultra 7 stopped him.
Oh.
It comes up every once in a while. I just don't do a great job of bringing it up when it comes up.
Well, it seems like it's such a rare plot point to even mention. It's like finding out that Mega Man's bullets are solar powered, and you're like,
Sure,
what?
why not?
When? Why? It's like, is he at a disadvantage when he fights in a cave?
No, it's fine. Anyway, a boy and his gummy dinosaur are tricked by the forces of Ultra Trader to attack Earth.
Gummy dinosaur?
Yeah, he was a big pink wad. And then he became a dinosaur and he made the most unpleasant noises I've ever heard. What's funny is we were talking about Balloonga.
Uh-huh.
And he shows up as a wad. I'm like, oh man, is that Balloonga? Did they bring Balloonga into this?
That would be like the ultimate fight for Ultraman. It's like he's solar powered. It's like, but that's not the sun. That's Balloonga!
But no, it was just awful dinosaur.
Damn.
Aliens make a fake Ultraman to fight a Blade Weasel, and then eventually the real Ultraman. I don't know if the Blade Weasel was on their...
It's a fucking yokai, man.
Yeah, but it was a big one.
Bigger than the one in Neo?
Yeah. This one was as big as Ultraman.
You mean big Ultraman?
Yeah, big This one was the size of Ultraman Atreides.
Okay.
40 meters, okay?
Okay. Yeah, that's a big Sneasel.
Yeah, I don't know if it was on their
It's like Sneasler, but way bigger.
Yeah,
keep stretching.
Also chunky. It was round as hell.
Stretch both ways. That makes me want to take an image of Sneasler and just widen it.
A space hunter is hired to catch Ultraman, and the SDS lady convinces him that he's been tricked. See, they're like, yo, you're not the best space bounty hunter. You couldn't even catch an Ultraman. He's like, I'll show you, I'll catch an Ultraman. On my pride as a old man space bounty hunter, who kind of looks like Professor British.
One of the 9 Ultramen in, I assume, the universe. That's not... just... whatever. There's just something about, like, remembering that there's 9 of them. And one of them went traitor.
No, he's the 10th one.
Oh.
Except he doesn't have an Ultra form.
Well, he doesn't now.
But they've got 9 actual warriors that go out and fight. 7. 6 of them are unnamed. 5 of them are unnamed. They just look like regular ass Ultramen. The gang's pet monkey gets the fly treatment after a monster is teleported to Earth. The monkey is returned to normal after a few more teleportations. You see, the Ultra Trader, he's like, one of his underlings is like, okay, so we send this teleporter down to Earth as a gift. And then we'll just teleport monsters there directly. And the monkey climbs in there when one of the monsters is materializing, and he becomes the monster. And then they pull him back, and he's now not the monster. It's really dumb. Anyway, Professor British returns yet again to show the SDS crew that the Ultria can become 2 ships when the gang goes out to fight some space jobbers.
Okay.
A gang of snatchers replace soldiers on their way back to the base and plant bombs in the base, and also Pig. Ultraman removes the Pig bomb and inserts it in the monster.
Oh, I thought they inserted bombs and also inserted Pig. Like they stuck him somewhere.
Well, no, they opened up his stomach hatch and put a bomb in there. They also put the monkey in there.
Why?
Because the monkey could tell somebody, hey, there's a bomb in Pig.
Why can the monkey talk?
Though the monkey can't talk, the monkey can do charades.
Okay, but still, that's whatever.
Nobody wants to hang out with Ultraman after he lets his coworker die.
No, I thought he farted.
No, she gets better though. She stops being dead. She gets electrocuted. It's fine. So everybody's like, oh man, Ultraman, you keep running away every time there's a fight, and then Ultraman shows up. What's up with that? Well, we can't trust you because you're always leaving. And then he's watching his friend, like, die, and he's just like, where's the med crew at? We're like, we're on our way. He's like, okay, I'm out then. And I'm just like, wow. The medics showed up after everybody else reconvened to find, whatever. Moral of the story, the medics were the bad guys in this episode. By not showing up early. Anyway.
Okay.
The Ultra Traders' forces stop playing around and they just destroy all the cities. Ultra Sister returns to tell everybody about the Titan moon base. The SDS steals the Ultria to destroy the base.
Is it on the moon Titan?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see, they get this whole convention together and they're like, hey, can we take the Ultria up to space to Saturn to stop the alien invasions? And they're like, no, we can only use it defensively here on Earth. And then they take off to go fight the current invading force. And then they're like, well, we're already in space, so they can't stop us. And then they're just like, well, we're going to Saturn now. See you guys later.
Okay.
Ultraman and Ultra Sister infiltrate the Titan base. They are later joined by the rest of the Ultra fleet. After the destruction of the base, everyone heads to Ultra Home. We're like, well, we're already out here at Saturn. We might as well go to Ultra Home. That's just right around the corner, really. 200,000 light years or some shit like that. That's just right there, man.
I don't even know what's 200,000 light years away.
Ultra Home. U40.
Yeah. But...
Yeah, so the Ultra Fleet, they exit the warp outside of the Ultra Home to find that all the Ultra people have been turned into deadweight and launched into space. It's fine, they can just go into stasis whenever they want. So they attempt to recover them, but the people are bombs, signaling the attack to the traitors. The gang fakes the destruction of the Ultria by actually destroying it. Ultraman separates from his host. The gang finds the Ultra President crucified, and Ultra Traitor disintegrates him.
Okay. Okay, so hang on. All the residents of Ultra Home got fucking evicted for some fucking reason.
Yes.
They all went into stasis, but then got blown up.
Yes.
Like, I wasn't quite ready for you to be like, nah, they're fine though. But then they exploded.
Yeah, it's really good that they fucking put time bombs on them or something. And because they exploded, all the traitors were like, they're here, time to kill them. Which starts this big space war. And then down on Ultra Home, they've got this big ass cannon, and they're shooting down the ships, and they're like, "Well, how are we gonna get the Ultria down there without getting shot?" I know, we'll blow it up so they'll think we've been shot. So we're actually gonna blow it up and make a crash landing. I'm like, fucking what?
I mean, to some extent, it's like, it's better to blow it up. If you don't think you can get down without getting blown up, it's better to, like, make it pretend like they got us so we can actually get away from it, and we'll just think that they got us, but they didn't. It's still stupid on, like, it... Okay, so this entire show has been operating on some really stupid, silly, but kind of overplayed story beats where there's generally there's only a certain level of bad that things can get, and there's always a way out. And then we hit this episode and suddenly they're like, all the residents of Ultra Home got kicked out, but they're fine, kaboom. And you're just like, okay. And then they're like, we have to get down to the surface, and you're just sitting there like, they're just going to get down to the surface. No, we have to blow up our super special Ultra ship in order to get down to the surface, because if we don't blow it up, they're still going to blow it up. And then fucking Ultra President got crucified and fucking... like, why was he crucified and then Ultra Traitor is like...
So Ultra Traitor was... He was first like, I know one of you guys, one of you humans is hiding Ultraman Jonesy.
Oh.
So I'm going to point this disintegrator ray at Ultra President, and the only one who can stop me, is you, Ultraman Jonesy. Unfortunately, Jonesy's up in space. Jonesy doesn't know this is happening.
Oh, God.
And everybody's looking over at the host, and they're like, well, you're Ultraman, aren't you? And he's just like, no, I'm not. Just got his hand up and kind of hiding his face.
Wait, but if he's on the planet, why is Jonesy up in space?
Because Jonesy needed to help the space fleet.
Does Jonesy have a physical form on Ultra Home?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he can do that. They play fast and loose with the rules here. Because when Ultra Sister went to Earth, she needed to find a host.
Uh-huh.
And then later she just shows up on Earth without a host. And is like, yo, I'm here now. Also, my favorite thing with Ultra Sister is she shown to be capable of fighting at about the same level as Ultraman, as Jonesy.
Yeah.
And they're still like, no, we need to protect you the most. I'm like, fucking what? She's the second strongest person on your ship right now.
It's like, and not to mention the fact that like it's not like she's Ultra Princess where there's like some kind of line of succession that needs to be protected. There's an Ultra President.
Did I not mention she's the Ultra President's daughter?
Does that even matter though?
No, because Jonesy's also the president's son.
Even still, it doesn't matter. He's the president. He's not the king. There's no line of succession to protect. In terms of, like, it's not like his son and daughter are next in line if he dies to rule the planet.
It could be. You don't know how ultra politics work.
But that wouldn't make him a president. That'd make him a king.
I mean, on the episode where they go to the Ultra Planet the first time, they're like, I guess you could call him the Emperor or something, but we call him the President. But it's whatever. No, it's really fucking dumb. I just hate how they're so protective of her. And like, she can fight at Jonesy's level. Like,
well, but what's even dumber about that is that if it is royalty and there's a line of succession, the one who needs to be protected is Jonesy.
Well, Jonesy's protected because he's in a meat mech.
But I thought he astral projects. He doesn't physically actually project.
I don't know what the fuck he does, honestly.
Oh my god.
Because, like, sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. They play fast and loose with the rules. They don't care about this kind of scrutiny, I think. Anyway, so after watching the Ultra President get his atom smashed, the gang tries to destroy the enemy base before getting captured. Ultraman's ex-host gets launched off the tower, and right before getting turned into paste, he's reunited with Ultraman. See, he's falling off the tower, and it's like, oh, that's gonna be really bad. He's just gonna splat. Ultraman's just like, nope, not right now. And then he bounces, and I'm just like, that's gotta be worse.
Actually, yes, because not only are you your like a bounce is really bad because you're technically not losing all of your energy to the immediate impact, but what's happening is that you're decelerating and then accelerating a different way. And that basically you add those two speeds together to get the change the change in vector, which is your change in acceleration, which I think is, oh god, what do they call it? There's a term for it, but it's well, no, it would just be general acceleration. It would be your speed when you start, when you hit the ground versus the speed when you bounce back, and then you basically take the difference between those, one being positive, one being negative for vectors and whatnot. It basically makes it worse, especially if you're made of squishy innards, say the host. Jonesy's fine. Jonesy's just astral projecting or some shit.
No, it's totally fine. It's whatever. Anyway, Ultra Trader decides this is a good time to leave, and he's killed when his base explodes. Ultra President's atoms were actually stored on a floppy disk so he can be reconstructed. Everyone celebrates. It's really funny because there's a part where Ultra Sister's asking, she's... Ultra Trader's like, yeah, by the way, the president's on this floppy disk. I can reconstitute him whenever I want. And then I can re-smash his atoms whenever I want. So she steals that in the confusion of when he's trying to escape, and she reconstitutes the president. And
you know what's funny about that is that depending on how old that floppy disk is, he's going to come back with certain memories not in place.
No, it's totally fine.
Depending on when he was last backed up, when the last previous save took place.
Well, he got reconstituted as an old man, so, you know.
I mean, even still, like, it could be, like, pre-traitor, and he's like, where's my good friend? What's-his-face? It's like, oh, God, we're gonna have to explain all this shit. Where are all my people?
No, it's fine, they got better.
How?
I don't know, there was just... There was a whole big celebration at the end, and there was enough filler that they could have a celebration.
I don't understand. I thought they got blown up.
Some of them got blown up. Only like 5 of them. Only the ones that they rescued. I don't know why the bombs didn't go off for the other ones, like a chain reaction kind of deal. But
that's what I thought had happened. I was like, that's actually dark.
I think just one of them exploded in the space mammy.
It's stupid.
It is stupid. Welcome to Ultraman. So yeah, they go back to Earth, and I'm just sitting there like, you guys would probably be put in prison. Not only did you, like, disobey orders, you stole this super high-tech space mammy.
And then blew it up?
And then got it blown up.
No, they didn't get it blown up. They chose to blow it up.
Well, that's true, but, like...
Reckless misuse of equipment. Like...
And like, no, they just go back and they'll celebrate, and... Jonesy's there on Earth now, and so is Ultra Sister, and they're like, okay, we're leaving, bye. And I'm like, well, I thought you were trying to set up a romance between Ultra Sister and the host, and...
Yeah, but they're not compatible. It's like...
No, they were banging Neanderthals back in the day. They're compatible. Ultra people and humans can totally bang.
It's like putting... It's like putting a US plug into a European socket. It's just not gonna work.
No, it'd be like the Saiyans, you know? It'd be like crossbreeding Saiyans with humans.
Yeah, but that's Toriyama. He doesn't give a shit.
The next Ultras will be more tenacious or some shit like that.
I don't want to talk about S cells. Or God forbid U cells in this.
But yeah, no, that was the Star Ultraman.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty dry until the traitor arc. And then the traitor arc got kind of lame for a bit. And then, like, the plot happened, and suddenly all sorts of stupid shit started happening, and then they just do the rug pull of, like, there were no stakes.
Yeah, no, it's totally fine. Everyone was unexploded at the end. They used the Ultramind. The ultimate MacGuffin that never shows up again. Yeah, it was it certainly felt like 50 episodes, let me tell you. It certainly felt like 10 business days. Alright, we'll see you for the next thing when we return to the 90s.